We wake up this morning and, I'm getting ready for the World Cup, getting ready to go get breakfast and shit with my girl. And then my friend sends me a message who's a Real Madrid fan, and he says Real Madrid just signed Marc Cucurella. And I'm like, really? Like how is that when he's the same guy who said that he would rather cut off his hair than sign for Real Madrid? A guy that used to be in the Barcelona academy, a guy that has publicly come out and said if Barcelona come knocking, it'd be very hard for me to turn down. Well, Barcelona never came knocking. It's clear they never wanted your services. And now you're looking at a situation where he's going to Real Madrid for the reported fee of 60 million. It's 55 million guaranteed with 5 million in bonuses. And that has been confirmed by David Ornstein. Fabrizio Romano is the guy that broke the story. He put the "Here we go" out. That is my thumbnail too. And you know, Chelsea fans are kind of upset that he left, upset that he decided to go to Real Madrid. Honestly, it's not that big a deal. It really isn't that big a deal. There's a capable replacement here already in Joel Hato, and with Valentin Barco also coming into this club, who can play at that left side, at that left fullback position, and also tuck into that central midfield position. I don't think it's necessarily the biggest loss in the world. The most important thing is that you get the money that you can reinvest into the squad. Now there's reports that he's being sold. Xabi Alonso is now able to go get the players that he wants with 50 million. It's a good amount of money for him, for a guy who's still 27 years old in the prime of his career, going back to his home country, able to actually play in La Liga where there's a bit more space for him, a bit more of a more patience with him, I guess. Even though Real Madrid fans aren't going to be patient with any players they sign, he's the perfect Jose Mourinho style player that J- Jose Mourinho is going to absolutely love Marc Cucurella. Now, a lot of people are upset with how he played after Enzo Maresca left. I'm one of those people. He was one of the key players in that setup. But at the end of the day, when your form dips and you're still able to get 50 million for him, I think it's a good piece of business for Chelsea, and it's a good way to actually let us know that players that don't want to be here are going to be sold, right? So I'm reading it off my computer. I'm not going on my laptop today. I don't really want to do the whole restream setup and everything like that. But Real Madrid came in very fast for Cucurella and did the deal. The fee will be more clear in the next hours, but it's more than 43 million. Chelsea and Real Madrid have a good relationship together. And you know, we've known that with players who have been sold there, players who have come from the other way. And what does this mean for Real Madrid going forward? They've already had a good summer window so far. Marc Cucurella has been signed. Dumfries has been signed. Canate has been signed. Bernardo Silva has now been signed. Real Madrid are trying to revamp their squad and try to compete with Barcelona to win La Liga again. Is Marc Cucurella gonna be the one that pushes them over the top? No, but it's a good addition, right? So on the Chelsea end, what are you doing with that 50 million that is supposed to be used to make the squad better? You would hope that you get some a quality player somewhat. But again, like for me, it's what are we actually who else are we gonna sell? There's people also saying, I've already seen this. Enzo Fernandez also like the post on there. People can read into it, people can do whatever they want with that, and I don't blame them. Like I've said, there's a 50-50 chance he leaves. If Real Madrid don't come into the 120 million and they want to do a player swap, I think that's one of the options that he does leave. But if Real Madrid don't come in with straight cash of 120 million and Chelsea's stance is still firm that 120 million or nothing, then Enzo's going to end up staying. And I don't think the like means too much, but you see reports now of his agent has been talking to them since April, which I believe. Honestly, I mean, he's trying to get him out of there. If you if the club isn't gonna pay Enzo what he wants, then essentially he's just gonna look for a way out. And with the World Cup going on currently, just finished watching the Germany and Curacao game. For a second, I had like, you know what? What if Germany do lose this game? But there's no shot that they're losing to Curacao. I mean, they score within the first 6, 7 minutes of the game. They come back, they get their goal, but then Germany absolutely shreds them after that. But going back to Marc Cucurella, bro. What's going on, man? Um, you know, it's how are people feeling about that? I mean, I'm not necessarily too upset he's gone. Like, I feel like with the way that he performed towards the end of the season, like, I'm not too pressed over it. You know, I, I want to believe in Joe Hata. I really do. And I think if you're able to go get another left fullback in the transfer market, then Marc Cucurella's time here won't be missed too much. I mean, yes, he won the Club World Cup with us. He won the Conference League with us. He showed emotion when he played for us and all that. But the last few months that he was here, particularly after Enzo Maresca left, he wasn't good, right? And it's best of luck to him out there in Madrid. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, in even yesterday, am I a Chelsea fan? I am a Chelsea fan. I got the flag right there. I've been a fan for over 25 years. But it's even crazy that yesterday, Mark Cucurella speaks on Xabi Alonso. Yes, I've spoken with him. He inspired a lot of confidence with me. I've also spoke with Grimaldo and Borgia, who have worked with him, and they spoke very highly of him. The project seems interesting. And 24 hours later, he's packing his bags after the World Cup and is heading to Madrid. And this is why you don't take a lot of these, players quote seriously because he already had one foot out the door. It was just a matter of which Spanish club at this point was going to pay the money to get him out. And it ended up being Real Madrid. So, does that mean they're going to come in for Enzo Fernandez next? We don't know. Right? I mean, people can keep on saying that he's gonna end up leaving and all that until I see the Here We Go or the Ornstein dagger. For my money, he's still gonna be here. But at the end of the day, I don't blame him for wanting to get out of this club right now because the way that we performed this past season and the reliance on him. Now, if you're a player of his quality, you want to be one of the leaders on the team. I feel like if he goes to Real Madrid, a few bad performances, they're gonna get on his back immediately because they're gonna pay an exuberant amount of money for him, and is he gonna be able to justify 120 million for his services? People were complaining about when Chelsea first got him for 105. Is he even worth that kind of money? I think he's not only proved it, he's exceeded that, but not for 120 million. 120 million of Renzo Fernandez, in my opinion, is a little too much money, man. Like, if you're going, and I've been saying this, I've been consistent with this. If you're selling him between 80 to 90 million plus add-ons, that's gonna get you the Argentine services, but at the same time, what I truly believe is going on here is that this move for Mark Cucurella and the signing of a Bernardo Silva, I don't know if that kills off any move for him, right? Like you're looking at a Bernardo Silva, a player that can play out wide, but also can play in central midfield. But is he a deep line playmaker? No. Like a lot of people think he can't play that deep line playmaking position in Enzo Fernandez, but that's what he plays when he's with Argentina. And with Argentina, you're asking him to do something a bit different than you are when he's playing with Chelsea. At Chelsea, he's been playing more as that attacking mid slash eight role that is more advanced than he is playing on the defensive side of the ball. With Argentina, you're asking him to play a bit deeper because they have the attacking profiles already that he doesn't need to push so high up the pitch. He can stay central. He can pick out the passes, long range passes, through balls, slow the game down, whatever you need him to actually do. But the Enzo Hernandez transfer is one to watch during the World Cup and after the World Cup. Depending how far Argentina goes, his agent is already actively trying to get him a move away. But the two club, I'm sure Enzo and Real Madrid have agreed personal terms. It's just a matter of can the clubs come to an agreement. And do I think the clubs will come to an agreement? I'm going to keep saying this. It's 50-50 because Chelsea don't have to sell, but if the player is pushing for the move away because of contract talks, then it's not about him not wanting to stay with his teammates in the squad. It's about the club not appreciating what he's done for him or like done for the club rather. So I'm gonna keep on saying this. I think it's a 50-50 chance that he ends up staying. See, and I'm reading this one from Johnny Reynolds. Clown sold Cucurella, so Alonso didn't want him yet. Have a day off. They made Chelsea sell your best players to buy, and Cuckoo didn't believe their Fugazi project, which I believe. He didn't believe in the project at all. Says Marc Cucurella was part of the core Spanish-speaking players at Chelsea who were frustrated by Enzo's mid-season departure and struggled to perform under Liam Rossini. The entire team did. Outside of João Pedro, the entire team struggled to play under Liam Rossini, which is true. It's absolutely true, right? We are free from Cucurella. Real Madrid got scammed for 50 million. Never have to watch him for Chelsea again. I said I would celebrate the day he left. I'm going to all the shops right now. Party Enzo Fernandez. You're next. I'm I'm happier that Marc Cucurella left. I think this guy JNR here. I think this guy has had the agenda on him since he's gone to the club. And you know, when he got to the club in 2023, I wasn't necessarily like the most convinced, but over the times that he's played at the club, I've been more convinced by Enzo than just about any other player I've seen at the club. Maybe outside of João Pedro and Cole Palmer, Enzo is and Moises Caicedo are the only players who thought have actually put in shifts for this club. Cole Palmer last season was horrific, bro. Absolutely horrible. And he's really been bad since January 2025, if we're going to keep it a buck, honestly. If we're going to keep it a buck, he's been horrible since 2025, January 2025. Chelsea have already started a process, from what I understand, to find the right player to replace Marc Cucurella. Obviously, Alonso will be back. Chelsea will go for different players, and Xabi Alonso will get what he wants. That's the message coming from Chelsea. Now, that could just be PR again. We all know that if we don't see these players holding up the shirts, putting pen to paper, we're not believing anything. Absolutely nothing. And then you have the Ornstein dagger, Real Madrid agreement with Chelsea to sign Marc Cucurella. 27-year-old left back joins Real Madrid from Chelsea for 60 million, 55 million fixed, and 5 million in bonuses. It's very interesting, man. It's very interesting what we're seeing here, honestly. Bobby Fairview. I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's a 50-50 chance that Enzo stays, bro. So when are we getting news of the Enzo sell? Is there a market at 120? This was, of course, a really interesting position to take, particularly when the market seems to know you're a price taker. Pucker up. I'm gonna keep saying this, bro. It's a 50-50 chance. People need to stop acting like it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to be gone in the summer. Because Real Madrid seem like the only club that is going to take him right now, but not for the 120 million asking price. This is why Chelsea need to lower down that price and negotiate, not stand firm on 120 and then think Real Madrid are going to be stupid enough to actually pay that. If you're a Chelsea fan and you actually care about Cuckoo leaving, where you been this season? Somebody stole everything from him, and this is better than him at everything. We good boys. I believe that. I think Joao Hato is going to end up being a much better fit for this system that Xabi Alonso wants to play than Marc Cucurella. Marc Cucurella's form has significantly dipped, and I wouldn't say that we scammed him. I would say that Marc Cucurella has a lot to prove. Honestly, going to Real Madrid and playing with Spain in the World Cup, he's gonna need to justify that price tag. Otherwise, it may have been a scam. It may have been a scam. So it's like I said, just because he liked the post, we need to see if Real Madrid are going to be stupid enough to pay 100. I mean, look, if they pay 120 million for Enzo Fernandez, you sell him. Like, and I love Enzo, but you sell him for 120 if Real Madrid are stupid enough to put that offer on the table. But realistically, Florentino Perez is not going to sit here and say, "I'm not paying 120 for him. I'll give you guys 85 million plus 15." Honestly, if you guys want Enzo off your hands right now because he clearly wants to come to the club. So go ahead. We'll give you guys 85 plus 15. It's take it or leave it. And if Chelsea don't take that offer, Enzo's staying for next season. And then his value will probably drop because of the contract length. Or it could increase because he could have a better season next season. And then he may justify that 120. Honestly. Enzo Fernandez agent Javier Pastor has been in talks with Real Madrid since April. This is one to watch after the World Cup, coming from ESPN Argentina. So it's like I keep saying, man, it's a 50-50 shot. It says Justin, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid were working on the Marc Cucurella deal for multiple weeks. Then Real Madrid came in and blew everything up. When Real Madrid come knocking, bro, no matter what you've said in the past, it's very hard to turn them down. It's very hard. And it's like I've said here, Elliot Anderson being linked with the move to Man City for the reported fee of 105 million, then this is why Chelsea have the 120 price tag on him. And I don't blame them for holding the stance. If Elliot Anderson goes for 105, then Chelsea will even look more in position to say, well, Enzo's better than Elliot Anderson. So we should be asking for about the same price, if not more, for 120, realistically. Which player is the biggest snag as Cucurella, Mount, Madueke, or Havertz? I'm gonna say at this point, Noni Madueke is probably the biggest snake out of those four. People can say Kai Havertz, but I think Noni Madueke is, and he hasn't proven himself since going to Arsenal. Just realized Grimaldo is pushing to leave Leverkusen, has just 1 year left on contract. Alonso probably would like wingbacks. Would you take him here at Chelsea now? I would take him. Grimaldo? Yeah, I would take him. But I just wanted to hop on here real quick and give my thoughts on Marc Cucurella, you know, leaving to Real Madrid. I mean, again, Chelsea fans, it's not the end of the world. I'm seeing a lot of reaction on Twitter right now. It's not the end of the world, man. We have a capable backup in Joe or a capable replacement in Joe Hata. We also are being linked with Grimaldo, so I'm not necessarily upset that he's gone. Peace out, bro. Thank God that you left at this point because you playing under Alonso, you probably would have looked a little bit worse, if I'm being honest with you. And you just weren't good towards the end of the season. You just weren't. You were a major disappointment. Barcelona has sent an offer for 50 million for Garnacho. Yeah, right. But honestly, man, I'll read this thing from Eunice. People were getting excited thinking he would stay. Even I'm surprised it's happening now. I thought it would happen after the World Cup, but there you go. Marc Cucurella is gone. That's what I'm saying. Why are people shocked? I've been saying this for the past few weeks that he already has one foot out the door. It's just a matter of which Spanish club is going to come and get him, and it ended up being Real Madrid. So there's talk about bringing Lewis Hall back, which I wouldn't be upset at. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I keep saying you got 50 million, 60 million in the bank already. Now it's about getting other players that don't want to be here out. And if that includes Enzo Fernandez, then he's got to go too at the end of the day. So if they have Marc Cucurella out for 55 million plus five, that's already 60 million. They need to get a total of close to 250 to 300 million, in my opinion, to really revamp this entire squad. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm Jason, No Filter Chels. I'll be back on the regular streams probably tomorrow or Tuesday before I go to work. I got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. Um, and you know, with the World Cup going on, I'm trying to watch a lot of these games. I did say I would do some sort of like watch alongs, but I need to get the right setup first before I do that. Um, and yeah, with that being said, I'm Jason. No filter Chels. Drop a like, comment, sub, do all that cool stuff. Share the stream, and I'll see you guys soon. I have some shorts uploaded. Go ahead and check those out, and I'll see you guys in the next stream.